So I'm JP Curtis, Community Solutions, and your name?
Stephen Parrish.
Stephen. So Stephen, you've been here at Tehima for how long now?
Just one day. This is my second day.
Oh wow.
Yes, sir.
One day, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Safe Harbor, which is a program that was 28 days long. Recovery.
How was that for you?
It was good. A lot of counseling. You know, trying to get at the heart of the problem, not just the addiction, but the underlying problems
Okay.
of the addiction.
Normally they kind of work hand in hand, you know, if you don't take care of one of the feed the source, so yeah, it goes back and forth.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do is, I just want to, and not going to be long,
Okay.
trying to go too long. We're going to go back as far as we can, like childhood, and kind of move up to where you are right now and where you plan on going.
Okay.
You know, so if I can ask you, where are you from?
From Newport News, Virginia.
Newport News. Okay. So did you grow up in a two-family household, siblings? What did that look like?
Okay, I had a mother and a father, and an older brother and younger sister. My brother was a year and a half older than me. My sister was 11 years younger than me.
Oh wow. So you had serious middle child blues, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know how it is. So middle child blues, especially 11 years younger. So you was a babysitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trying for her. And then your older brother will blame you for stuff.
Yeah, I had me and my brother was we were very close in age. He was always bigger than me though, so
Okay.
you know, it wasn't fights wasn't good fights at all.
Okay. So coming up though in your household, you know, as far as your childhood, did you feel safe? Any traumatic things that possibly happened kind of shifted your direction?
You know, I grew up in a household that my parents didn't get along always.
Okay.
My father drank, and
Okay.
you know, he'd come home and angry sometimes, and they would argue and
Mhm.
argue.
Okay.
So,
All right. So when would you say was your first time? I'm assuming that your first drug of choice was alcohol, maybe. So what age was that?
13.
13?
Yes.
How did that come about?
Couple friends in the neighborhood, sitting on the porch, drank 2 beers the first time I drank. Couldn't stand the way it tastes.
Oh, well, okay.
And that's all I had choice. I mean, it wasn't like we
Right.
had more. That's all we had. So.
Okay. All right. So and then that went.
A couple of weeks later, family went out of town to North Carolina, and I drank to the point of blacking out.
Oh.
So
Okay. How old?
I was still 13.
13.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty serious. Why do you think that happened? That you just drank until you blacked out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it a lot of drinking, or your tolerance level was this?
I don't know. I had no tolerance level. I was actually hanging out with an older cousin.
Okay.
And they were drinking. Everyone in the place that we went, they were playing cards and drinking, and I was pretty much sitting there by myself watching TV. I don't even remember what was on TV. I just remember I was drinking, and there was a lot of beer in the refrigerator, and I just kept getting up and getting beer, getting beer.
Right.
And yeah.
So from there, you're still 13, right?
Yes, sir.
So 13 from there, moving forward. When was it just consistent? You know, start becoming consistent. You was a pattern of drinking.
Still just hanging out with friends. You know, drinking and started smoking weed in high school.
What age was that?
I entered high school. I graduated at 17. So, you know, probably like 14 years old, something like that. I started smoking weed.
Okay.
And like I said, I had an older brother, and he did not smoke weed, so I kind of hid it from, you know, my body. But I smoked pot with friends, and that was still sporadic, wasn't an everyday thing.
So from that point, had you gotten into any trouble yet? Other than not necessarily with your family?
Yeah, skipping school,
skipping
fights
Okay.
in school. That's pretty much it. I got in fights through middle school. Well, high school I didn't get in trouble for fighting or I didn't even get caught skipping school actually. In high school, I was pretty good.
Okay, so moving forward a little bit, when did this start actually impacting you as a young adult or as an adult?
When I started doing cocaine.
And how old were you?
I started doing cocaine when I was right around 20.
Okay, how did that come to you?
I actually met a guy that was from Miami. That was in town.
Okay.
And he was working. His brother was stationed here, and he, you know, he was looking for somebody local he could get marijuana from. And he had mentioned that he had, you know, cocaine. He had brought some cocaine.
Okay.
So we kind of, yeah, we'd do both. You know, is what we.
And that was your first time?
My first time ever doing it.
How was that?
You know, when you first do it, it's pretty daggone good, you know. I mean, it's, I don't like to lie to you, you know.
Okay.
It makes your brain feel good at first. I wasn't, I was young I had a young family, you know,
Okay.
so I wasn't spending a ton of money because he was pretty much giving it to me, you know. I wasn't.
When you say you had a young family, you mean you had kids or you
I had kids at a very
Oh,
young age.
okay.
Yeah.
How
I was,
It's back there.
okay, I was 18 when my son was born.
Okay.
I got married at 17.
Wow.
Yeah, right out of high school I got married because, you know, I got my girlfriend pregnant. So I got married and that was I graduated high school in June. I got married in August. And
Were you living in your home when you got married? Or you
I was living I was living in my home when I got married. That he was born in February. I was working at the shipyard, and I got a little apartment.
Okay.
So you know, I was living not in the home at that time, but there was, you know, the things, you know, right. I was doing good for a while there. You know, I had the apartment, and then, you know, I can't say it's because I started using cocaine, drinking and stuff, smoking weed all at the same time. But, you know, money was tight.
Okay.
And so I ran back home a couple times. There with my mom and dad, and I'd get a place, you know, we get a place, and that went on. And then my parents bought a house and gave me, in the process, gave me a mobile home to live in. So, you know, it was inexpensive for me to live in the mobile home. So I was doing, you know, I was there with my family for a while. And I started going out every night and drinking and discovering nightclubs.
You still married though?
Still married. Still
Okay,
married.
yeah.
But and I was going to nightclubs nightly, drinking every day. Smoking weed most days, doing cocaine most days.
And how did they impact your home with your wife?
But yeah, it definitely was a problem.
Okay, did it kind of duplicate you growing up?
In hindsight,
Yeah.
in hindsight, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. My dad, I always, you know, I was going to a nightclubs where there was a lot of females there, and my dad hung out more in bars, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you're
But
right.
the same dynamics.
Same exact dynamics.
Okay.
So then she left me. And I got some roommates in, which only, you know, then, you know, I started doing LSD, and of course the drinking, LSD, smoking pot, doing cocaine. And then
How old are you right there?
early 20s, 21, 22, so that.
Okay. And how old are you now? Sorry.
I'm 51.
51. Okay.
Yeah. So I started doing, started working in restaurants, wait tables, bartending. Drank every day. From my 20s or my late teens to probably 27, I drank daily. Smoked marijuana most days.
Okay.
And did cocaine every day.
So what percentage of your income was going towards your habit? Out of 100% of your income, how much, what would you say?
Pretty close to 100.
Okay, no, I mean,
Yeah. Probably somewhere between, I mean, realistically, probably 90% was going.
90% of the income was going toward feeding your habit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
And I'd rather live with females or with my parents. As well.
all right. So, going toward your, I guess, late 20s, what was going on in your world?
When I got 27, I met a girl that she was in between her junior and senior years at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
She got a part-time job waitressing, and I met her. She went back for her senior year, and we, developed a long-term relationship. And she came home. At one point, we got an apartment. The idea was to live together when she got out of school. So she graduated, and I came home. We lived in the apartment. She was a good stepmom, good wife, good girl. Hardly
So
ever tried
I was going to ask that. So you 27.
Mhm.
So that means your son is 9 years old.
Yeah.
What was your
I would
relationship?
say it was
with
8
your
or
son?
9, yeah.
Okay.
No, it was good. I mean,
Because you said you was drinking every day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how
well-
did that take away from your relationship with your son?
there was times there where, my mom stepped in and helped a whole lot
Okay.
with my youngest two, or my oldest two sons. My mom and really, sometimes because my first wife was young as well.
Okay.
So there was times when she was out doing, she had her own issues, separate from mine. And then, there was times when a lot of times I was living in my parents' house, so I seen them all the time. But when I got to be, right before I met my second wife, me and my first wife, because I had 2 kids with my first wife.
Okay. When did you have your second one?
I'm sorry?
When did you have your second kid with your first one?
By the time I started doing cocaine, because I remember, I was about 20.
Okay, so you had a 2-year-old and a baby.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And I can't remember what part it was. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was back to where, right before I met my second wife. I was living back at my parents' house, and I I was working in restaurants, still doing cocaine, still drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But no one knew I did cocaine. I hid that part from, I think I did.
Well, that's how we say you.
Yeah, you think nobody knows.
Right.
Yeah. But I was working in restaurants. I wound up, whatever. I had several females that I lived with through the years. And at the time, I was living at my parents' house. I started coaching my son and my sons, both of them, my older 2, in football. And then me and my first wife, she came to me and had a proposition. She wanted to have she was older, didn't want to have a child. But she didn't want her children to have different fathers, and she wanted a child raised, since she was older.
Wow, that's different.
Yeah, it is. So we,
So you were married to your second wife?
No, I wasn't married to my second wife.
Oh.
I hadn't met her yet.
Oh, I was going to say that.
No, I hadn't met her yet when my first wife came to me. So
I had time with you.
No, I had no girlfriend. I had no.
Okay.
So it was a pretty good time. So I was in agreement. So I said, yeah, that's fine. And we had my third son. Well, she got pregnant with my third son. And when she got pregnant with my third son, while she was pregnant with him, we weren't not together.
Okay, he was like a donor.
Right, yeah. But we started with me going over there every night for the purpose of that. But we were spending a lot of time together, and our kids, my sons, that was there at her house a lot. So I was over there a lot. So, then I had met my second wife at work, and we started talking and things. I told my first wife I met somebody that I was interested in. So it wasn't like we were together.
Right.
Anyways, so I had my third son, and I met my second wife.
Right.
When I met my second wife, we were working at restaurants, she hung out a little bit after work, you know, and we'd you know, have a couple drinks and I would hang out. And I thought she knew that, you know, that I was not the only one doing cocaine around our job. I thought she knew that that was going on and that she did it too. And I came out and asked her, did she want some? And that's when I found out that she was not, not about drugs at all. And she gave me a long talking to him, you know, and I like that. You know what I mean? I like the fact that. So when, you know, I continued to drink and do cocaine while she was off at college, which I told her I wouldn't, you know, but she got home from college and I got serious with her. I stopped doing cocaine.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay.
She gets home, we get, want to get married. And I do cocaine every now and then, you know, sneak it. I'm still
Okay.
the guy I had known since I was a kid that I got it from. So, you know, every now and then I sneak it some, you know. But I wasn't a daily user. I still drank on occasion. And I had done some, you know, I went and got tooth pulled or something. Dennis would give me some Vicodin or something. And, you know, I do that, but I wasn't a daily drug user. And then.
So you believe that you was managing your drug?
Yeah. I mean, I had addictive personalities, but I wasn't actually, you know, addicted. I'd go weeks without drinking. And then, you know, I had my second child. I mean, my first daughter. I'm sorry, my first daughter. So I got 3 sons. I got my first daughter. Now, in between my marriage, there was another child that was conceived of a lady I worked with. I had.
So how many kids you have total now?
I have 7 total.
7 kids. Okay.
Yeah. There was an 8th, but me and the girl decided to put her up for adoption. So I had my oldest daughter when I had met my wife. You know, I had and she was a good stepmother. My second wife was a really good stepmother. And we had my oldest daughter, you know, I'm living the so-called normal life. You know, I'm coaching them, and I was approached to help coach a high school team and started coaching at the high school level as well. And then we had a car accident on my Mother's Day. And
were you under an influence?
I'm sorry?
Were you
No, I was actually a passenger.
Oh,
it was
okay.
Mother's Day in probably noon, maybe a little afterwards. You know, was trying to hurry to get to my wife at the time, my second wife's aunt's house, where they put a pretty good spread.
Okay.
So we're in a hurry to get there, and I forgot something at home, or my wife, at the time, forgot something at home, and she stops, and we're on a road that is known for, you know, it's a 2-lane road, but people speed down pretty often.
Okay.
So she stops to turn around, and she says, in the car behind, she said, they're not stopping. So I said, they'll stop, don't worry about it, you know. So she said, they're not stopping. She's looking around, I can't see.
Okay.
So then she said, they're really not stopping, so they got it. So she went to go hit the gas, and by that time, man, we got slammed into. My teenage son, my oldest son at that point was a teenager. He had been in the passenger seat the night before, and he had kicked the seat all the way back. So I had no headrest or anything behind me. So when we hit, you know, forward, there was nothing to catch me in the back. So messed my neck up pretty good. You know, fast forward a little bit to the point that, you know, I started seeing a doctor for my neck, and they started writing opiates. And so if my addiction was smoldering, and that the fire was lit, and then
Did you disclose your usage to your doctor? Prior to that?
I didn't tell anybody. You know, I went in and just was
Right,
like, you know, I'm hurting, do something about it, kind of thing. And they started with just plain Vicodin, and it was, you know, a little bit here or there. Of course, I would start it taking them and drinking with them.
Okay.
And I started chewing them and drinking with them, and then went up, up and up and up on the amount, and then they went up on the milligrams, and then they put a long acting in with the short acting, and so I'm taking,
Wow.
Vicodin 10s, something to like 5 times a day, and MS Cotton, or it started with Oxycontin, and MS Cotton, and
So you was basically numb.
fentanyl patches
Right.
at one point, which I turned them into, cut them and eat them, the fentanyl patches.
Right.
I got 2 different kinds, and one of them's like a jelly kind, you gotta suck on, the other one's, it's a gel, but it'll leak all out, so you gotta like push it to the side and iron it to be able to cut it down. But anyway, so I was eating those. And then my wife just was like, she didn't like the way I was acting on the opiates, and she said that she had talked to a place and they had something that would make my neck stop hurting if, take me off the opiates. I don't know, I just agreed with her, and I went to a rehab center. And she was,
What type of rehab? You talking about rehab for your pain or rehab?
Rehab
your usage?
for my usage.
Okay.
She kept saying it was a medical facility. They're gonna make sure your neck's okay, and that's what the lady had insured her. But when I got there, it was a medical facility, but it was a medical facility for medical professionals that had addiction problems. And they, instead of getting a license,
what was this?
It was.
How old were you?
I was in my 40s.
Okay. Was that your first time going into any type of treatment program?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Maybe I was in my 30s, late 30s.
How long were you in there?
I was in 9 days before I packed up and left.
Okay, on your own? I mean, were you supposed to stay longer? Or
I was supposed to stay 28 days.
Okay,
But
you left because?
Yeah, they didn't do anything for my neck. Like they said, they just took my pills away. And then, so I went to go back to see my doctor to get some more pills, and of course he wouldn't see me at that point because I went to rehab, so I couldn't even get in to see him, talk to him. So I found a new doctor that would write me prescriptions. So
when the next time you went into program?
went back to that same program. I don't know, probably a year later, I guess.
What brought you back there?
You know what? They asked me that before, and I couldn't tell you. I can tell you. In between those times, I went to detox a bunch of times at a psychiatric place that has a detox floor because I'm on opiates to the point that I didn't get to the point where the pills turned into me. Eventually buying just street pills 100% of the time. And then that's very expensive, so I turned to heroin.
Okay.
So when I turned to heroin, I went back there. I don't know. It could have been the fact that I spent money that I wasn't supposed to, or I just want to make her happy, or I don't know.
But it wasn't. Everything is
Never
out
for that reason, right? Yeah.
Right.
So I went there and I stayed 22 days or 23 days, somewhere in that mark. Me and the counselor sat down and I was telling him I wanted to talk to my boss, make sure my job was secure and all that. So he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a 4-hour pass. Is that enough time? You can go talk to your boss and come back. So I said, sure. So he said, okay, well, on such a date, you're going to do that. So, which was like the next day or something. So I called and made a doctor's appointment. And went to the doctor's appointment. And the doctor I had at the time was, he did, everything was handwritten by him. He had, he wasn't a computer guy at all.
Okay.
So they had sent a fax over with, no opiates. And so he opened my chart up. He said, what's this? I told him, I said, my wife made me go to this rehab place. He said, well, what am I going to do with this? He said, do you want me to keep it in here or do you want me to throw it away? So I said, you just throw it away. So he balled it up, threw it away. Wrote me a prescription out for 210 oxycodone. So I ran to the pharmacy and I got them filled. Then I stopped, got me a couple Mike's Hard Lemonades, and I threw them under the mattress at my place because there, where I was at the rehab, they had apartments, or condos, whatever you want to call them, that you stayed at, and then the place where they had the where you went in and did your breathalyzers and stuff. It was in a separate building. So I put the stuff under my mattress in the condo. And then I went over and I did my urinalysis test and my breathalyzer because I hadn't taken anything.
Right.
I passed that and I went, to class, and then when we had a break, it was dinner time. I went to go eat. I went back to the apartment. Yeah, I started chewing the pills and drinking them. And
So you stayed there for how long?
well, I'm on day 24, 25 at this point, and so I only got a few more days to go. But that night, I had done so much that the lady said that I was acting different. So in the morning time, they wanted to drug test me. And I said, I just took a drug test. So she said, well, yeah, but you exhibited behavior that wasn't like yourself. Once you take another one, I refused to take it. I said, just pack, get everything ready, I'll pack and I'll leave. And when they came over and talked to me, and they was like, look, don't make a big deal, just take a drug test. I said, I can't take a drug test. I admitted that what I had done.
Right, okay.
But of course I had to leave. So I left there, kicked out, whatever you want to call it, there. So then at that point, I was out. And then right after that's when I turned to heroin. And started doing heroin.
Because it was cheaper. Really.
It was cheaper, yeah. It's hard. They had to tighten the laws up so much. Now you can't find the pills anywhere. It's hard. And when you find them, everybody wants so much for them. So I turned to heroin. So I tried going to another 28-day program up in Lynchburg twice, a couple months apart. And the second time I went up there, I came home, and at this point I want to be clean.
When you say this point, you want to be clean, what does that mean?
I don't want to do it.
You was tired.
I'm tired. I was tired. I hated
Okay.
I hated everything about heroin. I hated that I didn't have any money because of it. I hated that I had to, deal with somebody all the time because of it. I hated that it just, it ran my life, whether it getting it or using it or being high or being sick or being,
Yeah.
just, endless loop. So, I went a couple times trying to get clean, and the second time I came home, my counselor called a counselor in my area there in Newton News, and I went to go see her. I started off seeing her 3 days a week, and then went down to 2 days, went down to 1 day. Found a good job. So, I was working 11 to 8, so it's kind of hard to see a counselor, so I stopped seeing her. And then I started music again right after.
Yeah, how long ago was this?
This was at least 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, so this
No, 4 years ago, I'm sorry.
This kind of bring it to where we are now, and you came out of Safe Harbor to come here. So how did you get in Safe Harbor?
Well, I had relapsed again and was using every day again. At this point, I'm staying at my ex-wife's house. I'm sleeping on her couch. Calling myself taking care of kids, wherever I can. And then it gets to the point where she comes to me and says, look, you kill yourself, it's not going to be here in front of us. You got to go somewhere else. And
What did you hear when she said it to you?
I thought she was just bitching at me. I thought it was her being in pain. And my mind was, okay, fine, I'll find somewhere else to stay and continue to do what I want to do, But then it just like, I don't know, accumulation of everything had just got caught up with me. With my kids, I got a young kid that's 9 years old now, and I don't want to disappoint her, so I went to Safe Harbor.
So now you're here.
Yeah, now I'm here. I need 28 days. I
So
did
you-
everything they told me to do, and
So when the last time you had anything?
I'm sorry.
Last time you had anything in your system?
It's been 29 days.
29 days.
29 days. Yeah.
No, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, it really
It's a
is.
start.
And, no, one day is.
Yeah. Right.
One day. So all I'm saying is, again, I'm not talking about outside stuff again. I don't want to talk about outside stuff, programs, people,
Right.
or anything. Talk about your insides, because you're 51, and you already understand and know what's really gonna help you, what's
Right.
gonna save your life, because it is a life or death situation.
Oh, it's gonna kill me.
And we have
Yeah.
kids.
Right.
You have kids that I don't even want to say that you owe it to them, because you owe it to yourself.
Right.
And through that, you give back to them. But
Right.
other than that, you can't give back to them because you can't give what you don't have.
That's right. That's right.
You can't give what you don't. So I would just say, as far as looking for anything on the outside of you
Mm-hmm.
to bring a change on the inside, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
That's right.
So I don't know where you are right now as far as, your crossroad, or because there has to be a shift, and if that shift doesn't take place, it's not going to happen.
That's right.
Because time after time, we can always rationalize and play games with ourselves, and
Yeah.
we can have you have right now 29 days, which is a lot,
Yeah.
which means that you have moments of clarity. I mean, where, nothing is blocking, nothing is
Right.
there, nothing, your decisions and stuff that you're making. But one thing that I want to say, and not saying that it's real, but if you go back to that 13-year-old, right, or let's say 12-year-old, that's before you started using anything, drinking or anything.
Right.
What would you, as right now, you as a 51-year-old, what would you say to that? All the stuff that he's seen in that little bit of time, because I'm assuming that there's some things that were in your household that was going on
Right.
that kind of impacted you moving forward the way you did. What kind of advice would you give to him?
Wow. We'd be here all day. Mainly, I mean, the main thing I think I would tell him is you don't need drugs or alcohol in your life at all, that it'll ruin your life.
Being careful of not allowing a kid or a 13-year-old to make adult decisions for you right now in your life. Because a lot of times that's what happens. We can hold on to all of that going all the way back then to now, and allowing this kid, because the growth stops.
Yeah.
When you're drinking and drugging, some people will deny it, the growth stops.
Yeah.
It stops. So, and when that growth stops, that means that a kid is being allowed to make adult decisions in an adult body. And it just can't be that way if, it's going to be a productive life moving forward.
Right.
So, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Okay, so I'm saying, so this moving forward from here, if you truly want things to change, get better, you do what you just did for the last 29 days. That's the simplicity of it. Whenever you go to a meeting, whenever you go to programs, they talk about the simplicity of it.
Right.
Because if you choose not to put anything else in your system, things are going to get better eventually.
Right. Right.
Still going to go through some stuff,
Right.
but as long as you're not feeding it
Right.
anymore, it's going to get better.
Right.
That's just bottom line. And it's just unfortunate that it's a progressive disease, and it is a disease, but you are not the disease, but it's a progressive disease, which means that, you can have a year of being clean, and take that first drink of drug and you right back to where you know, it's not like you starting over again. No, you pick it up where you left off, and it's going to be a lot harder because it's going to crash real fast.
Right.
So, only thing you can do is do what you're doing.
I
Have that courage.
I found that I was using drugs to numb my feelings, and what I've learned through my time at Safe Harbor, and I hope to learn here at Tehima Place also, continue to learn, is how to feel life, but how to manage those feelings in a productive way.
Yeah. Because what has happened already happened.
Right.
But we can learn how to take it in, compartmentalize it, and manage it. That's it.
Right.
You know, nobody don't have to know your story if you choose. It does help when you tell your story. Because I was going to ask you a little while ago, what was it like for you to just go back and go through all of that? I was just watching, you know, your affect, the way you was responding to certain things.
Yeah.
You know, and you was feeling it, and that's a good thing. That's like a cleansing thing, because you get to look back at it with clarity. Just like you said, in hindsight,
Yeah.
and now I can see how it's connected, because this right here is connected to this right here.
Right.
You know, so that's the thing. You know, if there are connections, you know, the connection is from here to here. You know, and everything from where you are right now is going to be connected to what's in front of you.
Right.
So, and it's definitely it's up to you. It's your choice. If you want to make it better, it's going to get better.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't,
It's not.
you already know what's going to happen. So I'm not here to play no games and put fluff in the air, because it's not a fluffy situation.
No,
It's like that,
it is.
you know. So I wish you the best of the best. But the one thing that I always ask, when you get the opportunity, I mean that real opportunity, and it might not feel good, but stuff that don't feel good sometimes is good for you.
Right.
Through each one of your kids, because you have 7 kids.
Oh, yes, sir.
So you have 7. So and each one of your kids is individual relationships with each one of them.
Yes, sir.
None of the relationships are the same.
That's right.
But you look at through your kids' eyes, each one of them, through their eyes, and looking at you as their father. What kind of father are you to them? And just hold on to that. I mean, but that's that honest question that you got to ask yourself.
And that's hard. That's
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I do know is that if your cup is only 40% full, that's all you can give to them.
Yeah.
You can't give more than what you don't have.
Right.
So that's it. If you don't have any questions, we done. But I appreciate you know, being candid, being honest, and just sharing your stuff, because your story is going to help a lot of people.
Thank you. I appreciate it.